here. Sure, that works. So this video is going to be a MJV video, which I love MJV animations videos, like I love them. So I honestly love like watching each video. So this one does not have any specific genre, it's just 3 terrifying true horror stories animated by, once again, MJV Animations. About 11.5 minutes long. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Let's see how many red flags are on this video.
When I was 16 years old, I was at a very low point in my life, and I ended up getting hospitalized for 4 months over the summer. The doctors were afraid that my heart would give out if I did so much as walk. So, if I wanted to go anywhere, I had to call a nurse to take me in a wheelchair.
That's so sad.
My mum and dad visited me every day, not always together. Whenever my mum came alone, she would take me out in a wheelchair to the beach access behind the hospital, so I could get some fresh air and look at the lake. One day, my mum had come by to visit, and she took me out to the beach as usual. While we were waiting for the elevator down from the ward, a man stopped my mum and me.
Oh my god, what the hell?
Your daughter has such beautiful black hair.
Really? That's what you're doing right now?
The way he said it gave me chills.
Fuck
Kind of in a Buffalo Bill-esque, I want to wear it kind of way. My mum thanked him and chatted a bit,
no, fuck
but
you.
I just looked the other way and ignored him.
Yeah.
I could feel his eyes on me though.
Even me, a nurse myself.
Into the elevator, and as soon as the doors close,
oh my
I
god,
feel
stop with
something
that freaking
tugging
face.
at my hair. I glance
Punch in the
over,
face right now.
and I realize that the guy is playing with my hair.
Like, be like, wah. Like,
I'm pretty creeped out here, but I don't want to cause a scene just in case he has a mental disorder and can't help himself. So I just leaned over as far as I could in my wheelchair, so that he couldn't reach me without alerting my mum. Anyway, we reach the bottom, get off, and my mum and I start wheeling over to the beach, while the guy just stands there by the elevator and watches us go.
like, the fuck you doing, my dude?
I told my mum what he did, and she said that she would make sure to do something if we ever saw him again.
Oh, you will see him
After
again.
that, we kept seeing him, always by the elevator.
It's like he's waiting.
He'd make a comment about how beautiful my hair is, and my mum would nod politely. We'd get inside the elevator, and he'd try play with my hair, but my mum would move in the way so that he wouldn't be able to. We'd get off, and he'd just watch us roll out.
Like report his ass. Like, what is he doing?
It was creepy, but we decided he was harmless.
No, he's not.
That was until about a month later. We went down to the beach as usual, and this time we didn't see him at the elevator, but we didn't think much of it. At some point, my mum had to use the restroom, and it was mutually decided I was old enough to take care of myself for 3 minutes. I was sitting in my wheelchair, looking out over the lake and enjoying the sun.
I know I'm thinking
when
that,
I
but someone's...
started getting pushed.
Oh my god, stop.
Thinking it was my mum, I turned around to ask for 5 more minutes. But no, it wasn't my mum.
Oh my god, stop.
It's the fucking guy. He's pushing me towards the bushes, and the look on his face is predatory. I scream, but the only other people out there are in a canoe in the water. They can't hear a thing. So I make a decision. I decide if I'm going to die, I'd rather it be a heart failure than by this dude's hand. So I get up out of the wheelchair, and I start sprinting towards the restrooms. I look behind me to see if he's following, and fortunately, he's not. He's just standing by the wheelchair, looking shocked. I guess he thought I was paralyzed.
Oh.
I make it back to my mum, who ran out of the toilet as soon as she heard me screaming. We both look back, and the guy is running away like there's a rocket up his arse.
Fuck you, bitch.
My mum carried me on her back to the wheelchair, and then we rushed to inform the hospital staff.
And check your heart.
They put a watch out, and for the next few months, there's security hanging around the elevator on my floor. But he never came back.
I guess like once he realized that you weren't paralyzed, maybe he was like, okay, I give up now. I don't know.
One evening when I was in my junior year of high school, my mom and dad went out, leaving me home alone.
Of course.
I had a lot of homework to do, so
No
I
curtains.
spent the whole evening sitting at a desk in my bedroom. My parents left the house around 6 p.m. When I was doing my homework, I put on my headphones and I listened to loud music. There was a big storm that night, and my desk was facing the window, so I could see the rain and the lightning outside. My parents got back around 11 p.m. When I saw their car drive up, I took off the headphones.
Okay.
As soon as my mom opened the front door and came inside,
Is it your mom?
I heard her shout out my name. What on earth happened in here? She demanded in an angry voice, confused. I ran downstairs.
The burglary?
My mom was standing in the hallway with a furious look on her face. She pointed at the floor and yelled, "Was this you?" I looked down and I saw that the carpet was covered in muddy footprints. I have no idea how those got there, I said. I spent the whole night at my desk doing my homework. I watched as the look on her face changed from anger to confusion, and then to fear. We both realized at the same time that someone else must have been in the house.
And they still could be too.
We followed the trail of footprints,
Where'd they
trying
go?
to make sense of the whole situation. They started at the back door, which we usually left unlocked.
What?
Then we noticed something else. The
Idiots.
footprints started at the back door, but there was no trail of footprints leaving through the back
See?
door.
He's still there.
All of a sudden, we hear something loud. A pounding noise that echoed throughout the house. Then the sound of the front door being wrenched open
Oh my god.
and slammed shut again. We all ran into the garage and locked the door behind us. My mom took out her cell phone and called the police. She told them to come quickly as she shouted that someone's in our house. After what seemed like hours, a patrol car arrived with 2 police officers, a male and a female. One officer stayed with us in the garage, while his partner went through the house, searching room by room. When she came back, the female officer told us that there was no one in the house, and it was safe to go back in.
Yeah, okay.
As we were all breathing a high sigh of relief, she asked, "Whose bedroom is upstairs on the left?" My parents looked at me. "It's mine," I told the officer. She asked us to follow her. As we walked through the house, we could see the trail of muddy footprints leading from the back door, through the living room, through the hallway, up the stairs, into my parents' bedroom,
Oh my god.
then towards my room. They stopped at my doorway. The female officer pointed at my door, which had been open the whole night. Scrawled on it in black marker was the following: 8:47, I see you. 8:53, you forgot to lock the back door. 8:59, you seem focused.
Stop.
9:24, turn around. 9:47, look at me. 10:15, look at me. 10:37, look at me. 10:49, look at me.
Oh my god.
For more than 2 hours, someone had been standing in my doorway, watching me. To this day, I still shudder to think what would have happened if I had just turned around.
That's honestly petrifying. That's what you get for not locking the back door. I usually keep it open.
Our parents
You
were out of
stupid?
town. My brother had some friends over one night. As I walked out of the door to pick up food, I overheard them talking about the supernatural. What I didn't know was one of them had brought over a spirit board. While I was gone, they decided to call on the spirit. After a few times asking for a spirit to appear to them, they got their wish. The lights in the house went out. A low, eerie laugh consumed the whole house, and not one of the 7 could move. They all say they could see a shadow circling the table,
Oh my god.
but the light from the neighbor's house was dense. All of them knew they should run, yet they couldn't even move a finger. No one could speak, scream, or cry. As I pulled into the driveway, the 7 teenagers came running out of the house screaming and crying. They reached me quickly, but as they were running to me, I saw the blinds in the living room pull apart in the middle aggressively. Before I could process what I had seen, all of them were trying to tell me what had just happened. The front door suddenly slammed, knocking the already torn blind to the floor. Although you think that it would be the end of the story, but it's not. Someone still had to go back in the house, or at least lock the door. The 17s weren't an option.
You see the window?
And I was the only adult in sight. I had my brother go with me since this is partly his fault. We walked to the front door slowly, but both of us were breathing hard and I could hear my heart pounding in my ears. As I put my fingers on the handle of the door, I thought about it like ripping off a Band-Aid. Just do it fast. I slung the door open with the one swoop. The smell was unimaginable, and it hit us like a slap in the face. The odor was a mixture of flowers and something rotten. It took us a moment to overcome the horrific smell. Before entering the house, I tried to turn on the lights by the door. The outside light and the hall light turned on right away. I shouldn't have been surprised to see that the house was in shambles. If I hadn't seen the blind rip open, or see the door slam on its own, I would have thought my brother had entertained a wild party. As we entered the house, I began telling the entity in a loud, demanding voice, "Leave this home. You're not welcome here." As I spoke, I walked to where the spirit board was on the floor. When I picked up the board, I said, "This conversation is ended. Goodbye." The front door slammed on its own again, but the odor was gone. We cleaned up, and honestly, we never told my parents.
Sorry, someone came upstairs. But, that's honestly terrible. Like, those stories were actually pretty damn scary. Can you just imagine, like, well, I mean, again, you should have closed your damn doors, it's pretty obvious. The fact that the spirit, like, I mean, again, it's a Ouija board story. Like, I reacted to the other Ouija board, the 2 real spine-chilling ones not long ago. And here we go again with more freaking Ouija board stories. Like, stop using one. Like, are you guys fucking stupid? Like, it's most likely not you guys, like, the viewers watching this, but you know what I mean? Like, if it is, then you're stupid. Like, sorry, not sorry, but, like, the hell, my dudes? Like, hello, it's not... Yeah. What the fuck was that? It's not safe to do that, obviously, so, like, why the fuck are you doing it? Like, are you trying to risk yourself? Like, I mean, if you want to, I guess go ahead, whatever, but... If you want to, sure, but I mean... If you die, I'm not gonna have any sympathy for you, like, how am I gonna do that? Like, I don't know what to say anymore. But that's gonna be it for this video. 18 minutes left on storage. This one's 10, this one's 4, so that's 14. Okay, not bad, okay. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in this video. Thank you guys for watching. I just said that. Be sure to subscribe if you are new. Be sure to like this video and be sure to comment down below any suggestions you may have. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Third time, wow.